السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. طلاب الصف الثاني عشر متقدم مدرسة حسان بن ثابت الثانوية للبنين. مرحبا بكم في هذا الدرس التعليمي المصور. Our lesson today is Argumentative Writing. As it is clear here, we are going to read the following prompt. Your teacher has asked you to write an essay on the pros and cons of fast food. Write your essay. Here, the student, you are going to write about the positive sides, which means pros, and cons means negative sides. Thus, you are going to write two important parts. Positive, then you move to the negative. But before writing, I invite you to click the link below the video and watch the video about pros and cons of fast food and take notes, because these notes are very essential in writing later on. After watching the video, let's categorize these arguments into pros and cons. And here, the arguments are not in order. You can find pros, then cons, then pros, then cons, and so on and so forth. Let's start with the first argument. We have here the word easy to prepare, which means that fast food is not complicated to be prepared. You don't need to have, things very complicated. No. So this is positive. It belongs to pros. Excellent. High in calorie leading to obesity, which means if you eat too much food, which means fast food, you become very fat. So this is negative. Very good. So it belongs to cons. The third one, it's high in sodium, salt, sugar, and fat. This means you become very fat when eating these things. So, is it pros or cons? Excellent, it's cons. The other one can be stored for long when coming to baked items. Excellent, it's a positive, pros. Fast food saves time, which means you don't need to wait hours and hours. So here you can save time. Excellent. It's a positive. The other one, poor quality as compared to proper meals. This means that fast food is not proper. So it's negative. Excellent. It belongs to cons. The last argument, it's handy to carry. You can carry it. You don't need stamina or power to carry it. So here it's positive. Excellent. So your answers will be represented in the following table as it's apparent here. But from your readings, you can add other arguments. As we know, our lesson is argumentative writing. So let's start with the structure of this essay. In the very beginning, you are going to state the topic and type of the essay. For example, you can say, we are going to write about the pros and cons of fast food. After that, you're going to move to the pros, which means you're going to highlight the positive sides, but make sure that you insert examples, because an argument without an example, like you know, like a chicken without bones. And here I think it's very clear. Then you move to the cons, means the negative sides of fast food, for example. And also you endorse your arguments by giving examples and justifications. So a strong argument can stand with a strong example. Finally, you conclude. And in order to conclude, use different words like to conclude, on and on, to sum up, to cut it short, etc. And in order to make this theoretical part more practical, let's move to a given sample here. As you notice here, we started with the introduction, and which is primordial here, the use of the rhetorical question, which is a mark of excellence. And we stated the topic, which is about the negative sides and the positive sides. After that, we move to the pros, and each argument should be coined with an example. And this is the first argument. It is fast. And we endorse it by inserting an example. Here it is fast. The example is in just few minutes. And it's a very good example. Hot meat comes in few minutes. So you see here the same topic, time. It is fast. And the example and the argument are linked together. After that, we added another argument by using linkers like in addition. Okay. Moreover, we move to the negative sides, means drawbacks. You can change here different words. It's up to you. If you notice, we talked about the first argument, that is unhealthy, and we gave example by sugar, fat, etc., and health problems like heart disease. These examples also endorse the argument. And what is important here, the point that after every linker, we should put a comma. And this is very important. And every sentence starts with a capital letter. We cannot write and start a sentence with small letters. This will reduce your marks later on. Finally, the conclusion. You notice that we used all in all. You can use other words like what? For example, like to cut it short, finally, to sum up, and it's very clear. You also express your opinion in the conclusion, please, not in the introduction. And in order to express your opinion, you can use words like in my opinion, to me, to my mind, as far as I'm concerned, and like this, you build a well-structured essay. And as further practice, I advise you to work on the following topic. This essay was given last year by the Ministry of Education and Higher Education in the practice test. And which is very good here is that you will be given pros and cons. But your task is not to copy down the arguments as they are, but you can, and this is highly recommended, you should develop these arguments by inserting examples. And you should follow the structure of the argumentative essay that we explained earlier. I'm waiting for your writings to be uploaded in the LMS area for further feedback and comments. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.